All right, hello everyone, and welcome to Fresh BCSC Tech, where we are serving to give you some tech tips and e-learning tips and all things good in this interesting time that we find ourselves in. My name is Brittany Kramer, and I have a special guest this week, Corey Williams.
Hi.
Hi. This is a different type of PD than what we usually do. Usually we're leading it in front of teachers, but I guess this is going to be our norm for a little while. Corey is the UDL facilitator for Columbus North and East High School, but she has a lot of experience with other grade levels as well. She helped with UDL at the elementary level and also has experience teaching elementary and middle school. So she has a lot that she can share with us today.
Thanks for having me, Brittany.
Yeah, no problem. Corey, what is the specific tool or strategy you'd like to share today?
So the strategy I'm going to share with you today is kind of called app smashing, where you take two different educational apps or tech tools and you kind of smash them or use them together to kind of double the benefit of each tool. The two tools that we're going to combine today would be Google Sheets with the Google integration on itslearning assignments to be able to create and share checklists for weekly tasks here in eLearning with our students.
Awesome. I mean, if it sounds like it's anything that saves teachers time, that's always a plus, and especially if it's making things a little bit more streamlined for our students, that's a plus too. What are the UDL connections with what you're showing us today?
So it really fits with self-regulation and executive function. So it helps students kind of manage all this information that they're getting. So they know exactly which tasks they have to complete for their courses. They're getting a lot of different assignments and a lot of different tasks and things they have to do for each different course. And it also helps them manage and monitor their progress. So what tasks they have completed and what they still need to do. And it really helps them do that in a very visual way where they can actually check things off when they have them done. And the teachers can see when they've checked those things off to be able to monitor their progress as well.
That's awesome. So it helps teachers and helps students even better.
Yes.
All right. You ready to show us how we set this all up now that we know the why?
All right. Let's look at how this happens. So the first thing you're going to do in your drive is you're going to go to New Sheets. And then you're going to give the sheet a name. We will call it here Learning Checklist Week 3, as I cannot believe it, but we are here approaching our third week of e-learning.
How did that happen so fast?
I don't know, but these 2 weeks have flown by. So in one column, you're going to write down whatever tasks your students are going to complete for that day. So maybe it's read chapter 3 for book study, and then complete reflection, and then do pre-read for chapter 4, whatever those tasks are that they're going to need to complete that day. You can even go down here at the bottom and add new sheets for each day so that students have the whole week's worth of tasks available so they can go back and forth if they need to, or if it's, not the same day that they're able to work on those assignments, they have access to the whole week's worth of tasks right there. Once you have the tasks created, if you go to insert, there's a little option here for checkbox. If I insert once, I can then grab that corner and drag down, and it will fill checkboxes in each of those that I select. So as students have this checklist, once they complete a task, they can click the box and it will actually check off that they have done it. So now that you have this checklist created, you want each student to have a copy of it so that they can keep track of their own work. And so the itslearning assignment tool with Google integration is really a perfect place to be able to give each student access to their own copy of this checklist, where you also will still have the ability to see each student's checklist and monitor their progress as well. So if we come over to itslearning, we're going to go to add assignment.
So this means I don't have to share this individually with each one of my students?
Exactly. itslearning will share it with each one for you.
Even better.
No getting the share link and deleting to the backslash and doing the forced
Yes.
copy.
Or getting emails saying someone is requesting access to edit.
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah, you don't have to share that, change those share settings at all. All right, so we're going to come here to add files and click. If it's your first time, you have to connect your Google account. And so it will prompt you to select your Google account to sync it, but you only have to do that the very first time.
Oh, easy enough. And what if I accidentally pair like a personal Google account that I use on my device?
Yeah, so whatever account you select is going to be paired with itslearning, and because each time you come back to it, it's going to automatically go to that same Google account. So if you accidentally select the wrong one, it's okay. It can be fixed, but you'll need to enter a 360 or send an email so that on the kind of backside of that, things can that we can unsync that account, and then you'll be go in and resync your correct school account. So do make sure when you're syncing that, or try to make sure that you are selecting your school Google account.
If Same with students too.
Yeah, students can sometimes accidentally get their, like maybe a parent or a sibling's account linked to their itslearning account, and that can get fixed. They just need to contact the hotline or send an email or 360. So once we have it selected though, or we've synced that Google account, when you come in, you'll just go to your drive automatically, and we're going to search for that checklist we just created. And then we don't just want students to view, we want to make a copy for each student. So we're going to change that little down arrow and toggle to make a copy for each student. And then we're going to click create assignment. And what this is doing is taking that checklist and making it so that when students come to this assignment and click on it, they will have their own version of the checklist that they can edit. And what it's also doing is in your Google Drive, it's creating a folder with this same title. So whatever I named the assignment, I can now come to my Google Drive and I will have a folder with that name, and within it, it will have answers and template. The template is your assignment or a copy of it. And then the answers folder, this is where all of my students' checklists will now appear. And so that will look like.
That's a really quick way to just kind of see all of them at once too. So you can still see them on itslearning, right? But it's just a little bit of a more visual representation.
Yeah, you'll still have them here in your itslearning where you can click through them, but you can also access them here then through your Google Drive, because each assignment automatically gets renamed with your student's name and then the name of the assignment. So you can come through, you would see all of your students here with their name on the assignment. You can click and open, and you can see then their progress, what tasks they have completed for each different day for that week of e-learning. You could also, if you want, leave them a message so your students know that you've been there and you have observed which tasks they have completed. So tell them good job on which tasks they have done, or just leave them little notes, comments, motivational things of good job, and just another way to give them that feedback.
Yeah, that's such a good idea to add comments there. So a little bit of encouragement for our students, and they know that the work that they're doing is being recognized.
Yes, just another way to kind of make those connections and keep that relationship.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think that's a practical tip, not just for helping students, but also for helping teachers kind of manage their workload, because this is definitely a different type of teaching experience for everyone involved. And any way we can kind of help streamline that process and support everyone as a whole is probably best.
Absolutely. We are all kind of learning and figuring this out as we go.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining me today and taking the time to do this. And if our viewers have any questions or anything, let us know. You can reach out to your UDL facilitator. We've been sharing ideas and instructional coaches too on how we can best support you. There's the eLearning hotline. You can call us at 812-418-0252. Enter 360 or an email. We're all here to help and support you and your students. And we really appreciate you taking the time to watch this today and learn and grow. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.